Hello, I'm Adinda Stella Amalia. I want to explain you about the participial phrase. What is a participial phrase? A participial phrase is a group of words consisting of a participle and the modifier and or nouns, pronouns, or noun phrase that function as the direct object, indirect object, or the complements of the action or state expressed in the participle. A participle is just a form of a verb that functions as an adjective. In the past tense, it's usually in an ed. In the present participle, is a verb ending in ing that functions as an adjective modifying a noun or pronoun. Difference between past participle and present participle is past participle represent the past or perfect, and present participle represent what is happening or progressive. Participle can be formed from the continuous tense and perfect tense, which still has a function as a verb. In addition, participle can generally be used in conjunction with auxiliary verb, which can form a progressive or continuous tense, perfect tense, or passive voice. Participle and participial phrase must be placed as close to the nouns and pronouns must be clearly stated. When a participial phrase occurs at the end of a sentence, a comma generally precedes the phrase if it modifies an earlier word in the sentence, but not if the phrase directly follows the word it modifies.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. I'm Denisa Putri Arliani. Now, I want to tell you about the material past participle. The verb used in the past participle is verb 3. Past participle phrase one could regular, add ed, or irregular. For the example, bored, 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 bored. I'm bored. Once again, for the example, broke, broken, broke, broken. I'm broken heart. The tenses using the past participle are 1. Present perfect tense, 2. Present perfect continuous tense, 3. Past perfect tense, 4. Past perfect continuous tense, 5. Future perfect tense, 6. Future perfect continuous tense, and 7. Passive voice. Example from present perfect tense. I have paid the bill. I have paid the bill. Example from present perfect continuous tense. The toddlers have been sleeping for an hour. The toddlers have been sleeping for an hour. Example from past perfect tense. He had painted the fence in green. He had painted the fence in green. Example from past perfect continuous tense. The laborers had been demonstrating for 2 hours before you came. The laborers had been demonstrating for 2 hours before you came. Example from future perfect tense. Mary will have read the book. Mary will have read the book. Future perfect continuous tense. That cat will have been sleeping long. That cat will have been sleeping long. Example from passive voice. That room is cleaned every day. That room is cleaned every day. Okay, I think that's all for material past participle. Thank you for your attention, and the next material will be explained by my friend. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Next.
Hello guys, my name is Devi Dwi Agustin. Okay, on this my video, I will explain about the present participle. Present participle here is the form of the verb with the word ing adjunct. For example, boring, exciting, interesting, and others. Okay, then the present participle itself could be the first part of verb and the second an adjective. The first part of verb, when it is accompanied by some form of the verb be, and an adjective when it is not accompanied by some form of the verb be. Okay, I will give an example for part of verb and an adjective. Okay, part of verb, for example, is he is smiling to you, the man is sleeping, I am going home, she will be working at the office. Okay, and the second, an adjective, for example, is a working man, what an amazing night. The man is sleeping under the tree is my brother. And then the woman who works here is from Perth. Okay, or to make it easier for you to make an example of a present participle sentence, I will give or explain the formula as follows. Tenses to be ing or gerund plus complement. Okay, maybe that's my explanation of the present participle. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I want to introduce myself. My name is Jihan Audira and I am one of the members in this English group. Okay, my friend has explained the definition and to use the incomplete or missing participle phrase. It is a past and present. So now I will explain you about the third use of the participle phrase. It is a perfect participle. What is a perfect participle? A perfect participle is a participle that refers to an action that happens before the main verb in the main clause. Okay, we have the two forms of the perfect participle. The first is active voice and passive voice. Okay, now I will explain you about the active voice and passive voice. The first is active voice. Active voice and active form is used when both the clause, the main clause, and the perfect participle clause have the same door. In other words, when the door of the main verb in the main clause is the door of the past participle in the perfect participle clause, we need an active structure. Active voice has a formula having plus verb 3 plus object or complement. Active voice has a meaning after plus subject plus had plus verb 3. The example is having collected many stamps he sold. The meaning is after he had collected many stamps, he sold it. Having collected is verb 3 and many stamps he sold is object or complement. After he is subject, had collected is verb 3. And the second is passive voice. Passive voice has a formula having plus been plus verb 3 plus object or complement. The meaning is after plus subject plus had plus been plus verb 3. Example, having been treated badly, the boy cried. The meaning is after the boy had been treated badly, he cried. Having been verb 3 is treated, object or complement is badly, the boy cried. After subject, the boy had been and verb 3. Okay, that is a short explain about the perfect participle. Thank you for your attention, and the next will be explained by my friends. Bye.
Next, I am Yuni Anuhaini. I will explain the example of participle phrase. Participle are of three types: 1. Present participle, 2. Past participle, and 3. Perfect participle. Present participle is an ing form of verb which are an adjective. Example: the creaking, the wake up, the sleeping baby. Creaking is correct verb because verb is most used in so, creak, be creaking. It helps in forming the continuous verb. Example: he is reading book, was reading, will be reading. It helps in reducing an adjective clause into an adjective phrase. Example: as he was poor, he called. He called spend marks on luxurious. It to mention the first action of two simultaneous action. Example: putting on his jacket, he went for a walk. Putting is the second act used in the first act to describe both. Past participle, verb the at or irregular verbs ending in t, d, n. Example: both Richard stolen the and talent. It forms the perfect tense with have form. Example: she has bought the flowers. It asks an adjective. Example: his swollen ankle is itchy. It helps to form passive tense. Example: the car was or is stolen to the brakes. Because the form of passive tense is subject plus to be plus verb 3. The perfect participle. It's formed by adding having to past participle. Example, having read, having slept, and having observed. It is used to mention that one action has been already done before another one takes place, close, and ever close. Example, having slept, having slept in the afternoon. In the afternoon, the cold sleep. Having slept close in the afternoon, the cold sleep ever close.